Hello, and welcome to this next episode of Love, Life, and Energy. And today we're going to be speaking about how to create that space in your life, how to receive your soulmate into your life. So, if you're looking for your perfect relationship, the man to come into your life, this is going to be the episode that's going to help you change and create that space and welcome him into your life quickly, effortlessly, and easily.
Hey, my name is Michelle Chung, and I'm a live manifestation expert, which means I help women manifest their soulmate live in person, offline. And I help career driven A type alpha women find their man so they can have the amazing, committed, and effortless relationship they deserve.
So I was going for a run. We've just moved to the French countryside for a month before we go back to Sydney for a couple of months. And so we're kind of traveling and experiencing the most amazing parts of Europe. And just going for this run this morning in the countryside. And it's just so beautiful here. So many mountains and such greenery. And because it's spring, a lot of flowers, roses, tulips, even like orchids, just amazing, just growing wild on the side of the road near ponds and lakes and baby ducks and baby lambs everywhere. Anyway, so I'm just so inspired by the nature here. And I was just thinking as I was going on my run, how because it's kind of a country town here, they've kind of just built the roads where it's supposed to go, right? Where the most important parts are. And some of the sidewalks are not completely done. So I'm just running on grass half the time on the side of the road. And I was just thinking that, it's kind of like that concept, if you've ever heard of it. If you build it, they will come. And it's one of the things that I also teach inside my program. That I have 4 strategies to attract the right man into your life, and make it based on your core values, obviously, and not based on those kind of more superficial things like hobbies and interests that I talk about a lot. And to create that space in your life is kind of like what what they've done with the roads in the countryside. So they've created a car parking space so people go and park there. But on the parts that are grassy and still very wild and untamed, they've you don't tend to drive onto that or like walk onto that, do you? You tend to kind of stick to the areas that are designed for walking and thoroughfare. So I guess it's kind of like related to creating space in your life for your relationship, for your soulmate to come into your life. It's kind of like that thing where I see, and I've done this myself. I'm completely, gone through this myself, where you're single, you're having fun in your youth, and you carry on this mindset into your more mature years, or you continue this behavior of being single and going out a lot. I know this is something my mum kept telling me about because I'm ambivert, extrovert as well. I like being with people, so it makes me feel good to spend my time with people. And I used to also have, I guess, a thing about when I was alone, I'd feel lonely. So worked through a lot of that, and now it's more about enjoying the company of people when I choose to, right? So I see that a lot of women, especially in big capital cities, where we're all working and we're in society, right? And it just becomes like a normal thing that you go and do yoga, your Pilates classes, you take meditation classes, you do a lot of um, activities to make you feel good. You do a lot of sports, you do a lot of things for wellness and health. But it tends to be part of this busyness part of our life. It tends to create this kind of cycle where we're trying to achieve a goal, which is to meet our soulmate, our partner, yet we don't create the space to receive them into our life. So that concept that I just mentioned of build it and he will come. So what I've noticed is that men will, like high value men, most of them will choose, will, how did I phrase it? Will allow themselves to be chosen by women who they see as someone who could create a home for them. So even though if you have like a very cosmopolitan lifestyle, very high paced, fast paced, and going out a lot for evenings, for networking, socializing, or business, and work, at the end of the day, a lot of men still want to feel nurtured and cared for in their home, which is their relationship. And it's kind of funny because we kind of think that men want to have this kind of lifestyle that's fast paced and out there all the time. But in reality, a lot of men want their home life to be cozy, comfortable, nurturing. They kind of want what they had when they were growing up in that with their mother, I suppose. And I know it sounds really cliche, but it's the kind of thing that we women also seek. We want if you'd had a good relationship with your father, you'd want kind of like that, masculine feeling, the protection, and um, not saying that we can't do it for ourselves, because of course we're very independent women out there now. We do a lot of these things for ourselves, but just to simply let go and allow ourselves to be, taken care of, to be nurtured, to be led. It doesn't mean that we don't do it for ourselves, and we're probably exhausted doing this ourselves anyway, but it's a way of allowing each other in the relationship to kind of move into the role of the relationship, and not the stereotype, but the natural role for men who want to be the provider and protector of their family. And when we women create that space for them to reach that potential and in our relationship, that is when men feel truly attracted to women. And it's the kind of concept where men will move more towards feminine women who innately understand and demonstrate this and implement this, so that they clearly get the signals and see and actually think to themselves, I'm drawn to this woman because she creates a space in the environment that will make me be the better man. I'll be the best version of myself, right? And I suppose a lot of women who are single these days are kind of doing the opposite. Are kind of, instead of manifesting their soulmate, they're kind of repelling the men that they actually want. A lot of the time, because of being too masculine in our behavior. I went through this myself, being one of the boys, because I didn't want to be devalued for my skills and my achievements and things like that. So I thought I had to be kind of one of the boys, was like a better way for me to kind of hide from my femininity. So it came through a lot of learning and a lot of growth over the years to rediscover my feminine side. And the feminine not only just being like womanly or girly, and these kind of things I really rejected early on, being a tomboy growing up myself, but feminine in the way of it's internal. In Chinese medicine, we talk about the masculine and feminine, the external and the internal, right-sided and left-sided, up, up, up above as down below. So these are polar opposites, and these all relate to universal laws as well. The universal law of polarity, the law of gender, which relates to masculine and femininity, and every situation, every behavior or thought even has that masculine and feminine balance. And I see a lot of problems in our society because we have lost this touch of this balance in our life. Being a patriarchal society for such a long time, centuries of, enslavement and repression of women, and the correction of feminism, kind of like, bringing that a little bit to the attention of society. But we're still learning also how to become more into our feminine and not into the feminist, and making men wrong, or making, you know, um, like doing the same, making the same problem as what the men did, right? We want to just balance, and we don't want to like overcorrect that feminine in our society. We want to create that balance. So when you create the space in your relationship, in your life, that will actually attract your soulmate into your life. And that's the third phase that I talk about in my love journey model, is to, when you're magnetic, you have those three phases kind of done and dusted, which is to let go, release. The second phase is to rewrite, which is to redesign your subconscious programming. And also the third phase, which I've just talked about in this episode, is to receive that, is to receive and create space in your life. And that space relates to not just physical space, clearing your schedule a little bit, just to have time to just stop and just do nothing. And that nothing actually means more internal reflection, being with yourself, being comfortable with yourself. And simply in doing that actually creates that emotional and energetic space, and your soulmate will be attracted to that and will sense that this woman is ready to have someone in her life. She's created space for me to come in, and I can be a complementary fit that will balance each other's lives. So that's kind of like what's going on in the background subconsciously when I talk about creating space to receive your soulmate into your life. So, if you want to learn a little bit more about creating space in your life, make sure you check out my webinar. I'll put the links in the show notes below. And if you have any questions about this or any other topics that you'd like me to talk about, make sure you send me a private message on Instagram. And the links are down there below. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and hopefully it's a bit more clear and what I mean about this third phase of creating that space in your life. It is so important, and I think a lot of women skip this step and as a consequence kind of miss out on the manifesting of their partner or keep manifesting the wrong kind of guys. As we know, like attracts like. So enjoy your day. Hope have a beautiful day wherever you are in the world. And I look forward to chatting with you next time. See you later.